All right, I want to quickly cut across to our reporters this morning. Ankit Tyagi reporting from Chapra. Rahul Srivastav is from Nalanda, and from Begusarai I have Anand Patel. Rahul Srivastav, let's begin with you. The first phase, Ankit had covered it, and there were a lot of people completely violating the COVID protocol. It is an election which is taking place in the backdrop of a pandemic. Any lessons learned, Rahul, at the polling booths that you are? What do you see around you? And just to set the premise for the second phase of polling as well.
Preeti, I will say that in the last 5-6 days that I have been here, I have seen the best adherence to the social distancing and mask protocols as far as this polling booth is concerned. Outside, it's a different story. But here, I think one of the elements is that the district administration and the paramilitary forces, the BSF team which has been deployed here, has been extremely clear that anybody without a mask will not be allowed. So men and women, as you can see, that every one of them has been asked that if they don't have a mask, they will not be allowed inside the polling booth. And there is that gentleman there right behind me sitting. You can see him, he's sitting with a thermal sensor so that anybody who is going inside the polling booth, their temperatures can be checked. And definitely, yes, I think this phase, some lessons as far as the polling stations have been learned. But outside, one must say that when it comes to rallies, I don't think the voters of Bihar really think that there is something like corona happening and they need to take precautions. And surprisingly, what one found, that in several kasbas that one traveled, that there is virtually not even a single case of corona positive reported in the hospitals. But then it could well be that people might have reported in bigger cities, in hospitals like Patna and in Bihar Sharif and others. Very interesting phase, and I will say that since early morning in Bihar Sharif at the polling station you can see a steady flow of voters coming in. There is certain bit of enthusiasm which one can see, and I think that might actually please the politicians in frame because this phase has a maximum number of seats as far as the three phases are concerned. This is the phase in which the BJP is contesting the maximum number of seats. Along with its ally, it has VIP, it has 51 seats. It hopes that Nitish Kumar on its side, somewhere it will act as 2 plus 2 becomes 5. But there is also a other side of the story that 2 plus 2 could well be 3 because there is a crisis faced by Nitish Kumar, who had won 30 seats last time. BJP won 20. Nitish is failing and facing anti-incumbency. In the area I am in, there is a large number of migrant voters unhappy. 30 lakh of them registered themselves for voting this time around. So there is a sizable presence of migrant voters who came back, faced hardships. The other is in this region was affected by floods. And floods was one issue on which the public had major resentment against the Nitish Kumar government. So that is why a very, very critical phase for the BJP and the NDA.
Stay with me, Rahul. Just to give our viewers, the voting percentage for first phase in Bihar was 55.69%. Bihar, traditionally an astute, politically aware state, but when it comes down to actually going and registering their franchise, their vote, not as active as other states. Multiple reasons for that. We're going to delve into that later, but let's cut across to Ankit Tyagi, who's reporting from Chapra. Ankit, take it off from where Rahul left. You reported phase 1. We saw multiple violations of, the COVID protocol. Is it different right now? What do you see around you? Are things different? Is there now a set protocol in place? Because the EC was having a nightmare the last time around.
Well, I am right now in the Amnor constituency, and this is where Rajiv Pratap Rudy, the former union minister, votes, Preeti. Let me just show you around, because where I'm standing is a very interesting booth, and this is where Rajiv Pratap Rudy is expected at 9 o'clock to come and vote. There is no road to come to this booth, and you have to park your car at a distance and walk here. So all the voters, those who are also coming, have to, in fact, walk quite a distance. There are two booths here, 26 and 27 in the Amnor constituency. This is under the Saran Lok Sabha. And, you were talking about the COVID protocols. All these people, those who are standing here, at least the security personnel here are trying to make sure that people are standing at a distance and everybody has their faces covered with their gamchas, with some of them with, of course, the mask that they are wearing. there is thermal scanning which is going on right now for every voter, and a plastic glove, a disposable gloves are being given to them so that they can go and vote. So one glove is given to them on the hand, which will be pressing the button on the EVM. Now, very interestingly, this entire area, as I said, it falls under the Saran Lok Sabha constituency, which is Rajiv Pratap Rudy's constituency. And in the Amnor Vidhan Sabha, a large population, a rural population, but a lot of people are coming out to vote, both men and women in large numbers. I'll just turn around and show you the other side as well, as people come here to vote. Though protocols are in fact being, in a way it is being implemented. They are asking people to stand at a distance. But the location of this very booth makes all those things very difficult. It's almost in middle of nowhere, and because of heavy rain and flooding, which also affected is an issue in this area. Most of the fields and everything else is still inundated. There are still, you'll find water, and it becomes very difficult for people to come here. And that is proving a lot of difficulty. That is proving to be difficult for the voters, those who are coming in to vote here. Steady stream of voters coming in. But, as Rahul was also talking about the phase 2, now this, of course, the phase where the maximum number of seats are going to go for polls. You spoke about Tejashwi Yadav and his brother Tej Pratap Yadav, who is fighting from the Hasanpur constituency. Just a short distance from here is the Parsa constituency. That's the constituency where Chandrika Rai, the former father-in-law of Tej Pratap Yadav, is contesting the election. But overall, if you look at this, in this phase, last time, as Rahul was telling you, the arithmetic was different. It was basically the JDU and RJD and Congress together fighting the election. And out of the 94 seats, they won almost 70 seats. Now, whether the RJD or now the different combination of BJP and of course JDU, whether they are able to repeat that is going to be very important. For the RJD, it is important because they are also fighting the maximum number of seats. The left and the Congress had sizable amount of seats in the first phase. This one would be very important for Tejashwi Yadav if he wants to see himself at the chair of the chief minister. Though Raghavpur, from where he is fighting, a lot of people say that there is no battle, but for his brother Tej Pratap, who has changed his constituency, this is going to be a very crucial vote. A lot of talk of a close fight, at least in Hasanpur constituency, Preeti.
All right, Ankit, stay on with me. Let's cut across to Begusarai. It's colloquially in Bihar known as Leningrad because of the left dominance of the left politics since 1960. Of course, it was trounced with the BJP of late because there is a high percentage of upper caste, Bhumiyar, voters as well there. I'm joined right now by Anand Patel. Anand, what are you witnessing around you?
Absolutely, Preeti, as you pointed out, this place used to be called as the Leningrad for the dominance of the left parties here. But that was in the 60s and 70s. Come the 90s, the politics here has been dominated by the Mandal and Kamandal issues. And that's the reason why it saw the surge of BJP in this area. Remember, last year, during the Lok Sabha polls, there was a high-pitched battle between Union Minister Girraj Singh and on the other side, there was Kanhaiya Kubar of JNU, the ex-JNU student leader. He contested this election. This time around also, this area has sizable number of left party contestants. But it remains to be seen as to how far they'll be able to break the dominance, because the times of, electioneering based on the classes have gone. It's more, come down to caste-based politics. And that is the reason why this time around, if you look at the poll pitch of the Mahagathbandhan, or the Grand Alliance, the RJD and Congress-led Grand Alliance, in which the left parties are also a part, they've kept the poll focus, the issue focus on development and job creation. And when I entered this village, this is Maqsoodpur village, in which Kanhaiya also lives, I was greeted by broken roads. The roads are in bad shape. So certainly somewhere or the other, you can see the fatigue of the government machinery of the 15-long-year rule of Nitish Kumar is visible on the ground. And this area is also the constituency of Manju Verma, the minister in JDU government. And she had to face a lot of anger of the voters when she went out campaigning over development issues. Now, Begusarai is also, the only industrial town in entire Bihar. It has a thermal power plant, it has an oil refinery and also a fertilizer unit. But you see a lot of migration from here. That is a big factor in this election as well. We met number of laborers who have come from different parts of the country during lockdown. They've not been able to go back because they are short of funds. They're not able to find work. So very cleverly, RJD and Congress have kept the focus on jobs and development. And if the anger of the migrant laborers and their families plays out in these polls, definitely be a problem for the NDA.
All right, stay on with us. We're going to continue to come across to all our reporters, Rahul Srivastava, Ankit Tyagi and Anand Patel reporting live there from Begusarai. A quick break, quickly getting you the numbers before I go. 94 constituencies go into vote today. It's the second phase. They're spread across 17 districts. What's important in terms of the caste calculation, the caste arithmetic, which is pretty much the base of Bihar elections. Well, this time around, a lot of upper caste votes and extremely backward caste, EBC, vote in hand, which is going to play out is what we're going to look at. In terms of the class calculation, the migrant vote is going to be important. A lot of migrants from Bihar actually stem from the regions which are going to vote today, mostly the central region of Bihar. Hi everyone, Preeti Chaudhary here. Hope you like this video. For latest news and analysis, like and subscribe to the India Today YouTube channel. And don't forget to press the bell icon to stay updated. Thank you for watching.